Hey guys, welcome to DevOpsSchool.
In this session, we are going to learn about Confluence. Confluence is a collaboration tool developed by Atlassian. It helps teams to organize, discuss, and collaborate on their work. It can be installed on your desktop or accessed from the cloud, making it a great solution for all types of teams, including remote employees and mobile users. But before we begin, let me inform you a few things about us. DevOpsSchool is one of the leading platforms which offers DevOps, cloud and containers technology training and certification programs for freshers and established professionals who wish to update and consolidate their skills in the dynamic IT scenario. We ensure that the training solutions are delivered by highly experienced domain experts with practical working experience in various verticals. You can join our all training programs globally through online platforms, and if you're looking for classroom workshop, then we have regular batches available in Hyderabad and Bangalore. Check out the dates and enroll with us for our upcoming batches. For more info, link and contact details are mentioned in the description below.
Okay, great. Okay, guys, so let's get started. So today, first half, I'm going to discuss about Confluence. So now the question is, what is Confluence? Next question is, why do we need it? Why Conflicts? What are the other tools which we have in this category? What are the other tools? Now, architecture of Confluence and installing and configuration of Confluence, then using Confluence, admin perspective, and using Confluence, user perspective. So these are the topics which I'm going to discuss. Now, what is a Confluence? So basically, if you understand that Confluence is one of the tools for the collaboration. It's a team collaboration tool. Team collaboration. And for the what kind of things you can collaborate here? You can collaborate your knowledge, product, documentation, day-to-days activity, day-to-days activity. You can manage a permission for who should be having what access, who should be and many more. So basically here, these all things which we need. So typically when we do the software developments, we do share the lots of knowledge apart from the code. So if you want to do the code collaboration in terms of let's say code, then we use, let's say, Git using Bitbucket from Atlassian. Then we use let's say tickets and stuff like that, issue we call it. Then we use Jira of Atlassian, and then when we want to use the knowledge, okay, when we want to harvest the knowledge, then we can use Confluence. So this is a collaboration tools for the sharing the knowledge, documents, day-to-day activities, and also you can manage the permission, stuff like that. So this is Confluence in short. Now, Confluence is developed in Java. So now, if you know that if any tools which is developed in Java, then you need JDK to be installed or JRE to be installed in advance. It is from the company called Atlassian, which has many tools which are such as Jira, Bitbucket, and Bamboo, and stuff like that. So this is one of the important tools which we have. Now, why Confluence? Rather than me, writing here, let me go through the their official documentation also. So if you go to this Confluence Atlassian, if you go to their website and you see that very good information, you can get it here. For example, yeah, yeah. Here if you go through this, now you can see that you can use for the project planning, you can use for the meeting notes, requirement documents, marketing plan, a blog post. So these are the requirements which you can use it. Now if you see that here, you can create powerful pages, you can work together, you can keep it organize all the documents, which is easy to use template, task tracking, powerful search filter, real-time notifications, page history, you can get it, page labels for organization, Confluence for the mobile also, you can use it. In terms of costing, you see here, in fact they have a two version of the software. So pricing, so here if you talk about the architecture of the Confluence, so basically there's a two services which is being uh, launched. So two mode of delivery of Confluence by Atlassian. What are those? So basically, there's a one which is cloud, which is a complete software as a service where you can, you can say platform as a service where you can get the applications uh, over there, and then they will manage your infrastructure and plus platform. You can create your accounts and get it. Now here you have hosted also. So now when you see that this pricing basically is for the uh, this is for the trial period, and you can see $10 you can get up to the 10 users per month free. So this is the starter package. Standard package which you have here is uh, USD 5 per user per month. So and here 11 to 100 users, you can, again it will be charged for you based upon that stuff. So rather than looking at this pricing model, this document, this is not good. So look at this pricing page. Here you can see the pricing of the Atlassian Confluence, and here you see cloud model and whole self-hosted. So cloud, if you go for that, then you can design your number of users. Let's say you have 500 people in your projects, and how much cost it would occur monthly. So this is the $1,300 per month. So something like a 2.6 dollar per user per month. So this is something which is good. Again, you have a build monthly, annually. If you go for the annually billing, it will be much cheaper also. So that is also you can check here. Now, if you go for the self-managed, here you have to take care of your own server or data center. Then the charges again is varies. Here you have to do the payment of one-time payment of 10 user, up to the 10 user, and it's a USD $10. If you go, let's for the 500 users, and here the charges is 19,300. So basically, you can see the pricing difference almost $6,000 dollars between the cloud and self-managed. But here in the self-managed, you have to install, you have to take care of your hardware, you have to maintain, you have to back up security resources. All these things you have to do that your own. But in the cloud, everything is managed by that person. Just you have to consume the software and get it done. Now, which are the features you have available in the different cloud platforms? So you see that standard and premium. You can check that some of the features which you don't have in the standard uh, license, which you can find in the premium, such as analytics, inspect, permission, external collaborations, and many more things actually. So this is the Confluence pricing model and stuff like that. So we have covered the introduction about the Confluence. Again, now the question is why Confluence? I think indirectly we answered. It is very important tools for for collaboration and having the document stored, architect document stored, planning document stored, requirement document stored, some strategy for the marketing document stored. So this is a very useful tool. Same time, you can manage that who should be having the what access. In fact, this is a enterprise friendly. When you say enterprise friendly, that means you can have this one for the departments or maybe multiple projects. It can be managed here, multiple projects, multiple users. It can be managed, multiple users, and their permissions, their permission rules, uh, uh, rules and their authorization, authentication, stuff like that. You can also get LDAP authentications also. So multiple features which you have at the Confluence, which will help you to manage your project information. So now we discuss also about the Confluence, why do we need it. Again, if you look at and scroll down a little bit of it, you can see that more reasoning about that. Here you can get hundreds of apps. So let's say your Confluence can get install some of the plugins which you want to integrate, some other tools as well. So this it can integrate. These are more than 35,000 customers are worldwide what they have it, which they are using the Confluence for time being. So this is a small intro about the Confluence. Now, what are the other tools which we have in this category? So to be honest, I've been always using Confluence for all of my project documents. So not too many competitors, good competitors which can stand near to that. So some of the names which you can see here, Documentum. This is one of the competitor which you can consider. SharePoint is another competitor uh, you can think about it. SharePoint has a very rich feature from the Microsoft SharePoint. So these are the main competitor which I believe which Confluence has. Again, if you just do only one simple search, which is Confluence versus, and you see here SharePoint. Wiki is another tools which is open source. Hello, I don't believe it's having any competition with uh, Confluence. It's a project planning and management tool. SharePoint is having valid stuff. So Wiki, I would say it's an open source category. So one of the strong contender for comparing with this tool with other tools. So these are the popular tools which you have it. Now, in terms of architecture of Confluence, so yes, I did talk about you have a cloud and hosted. As part of this training, I'm going to show you the hosted one, so which we get a 30 days trial period. And again, I need to check if they have modified that number of days. But here in the cloud, I think also you get 7 days or 30 days, something out of it. So this trial period, we are going to try it out and showing the demo. So if you look at this here, uh, you can find out the trial period duration also. So let's say here, if you go cloud and go up here, so you can see here, try it for free. So when you try it for free, it's free for 7 days. I think this is for your server version, I think so. But anyways, for us, this is sufficient for our use cases. So yeah, in terms of architecture, uh, I would say app server, web server, DB server. Now this is the three elements which you have. Now app server, basically Confluence uses Tomcat, and this Tomcat is inbuilt actually. So you don't have to install separate Tomcat and stuff like that. So whenever you get a package of Confluence, whether it's in form of zip file or tarball or exe, whatever it is, or maybe some installer in a different format and stuff like that, you get the Tomcat inbuilt. Now you know that Tomcat has an inbuilt web server also, Apache. So we can consider this is a web server. You have it in the Tomcat inbuilt. Now database server. So for the trial, if you are using, then H2 is the database which we are going to use. But yes, Atlassian supports all the database server, which can be MySQL, it can be MS SQL, all the RDBMS basically. Here it can be Oracle also, it can be your Postgres also. So various list of database which is supported. So this is the three things. Now when you install it Confluence, all three things together, they bundled it to the database server. You can keep it in the different machine also for the highest availability, security, backup, archiving, all this reason. But for time being, for this particular demo, I'm going to use the same thing. So this is all about the architecture of Confluence. Now, in terms of installation and configuration, so yes, prerequisite you have to install first, which is a JDK8. Now, this is supported by Confluence current installations, current version of the Atlassian. But yes, if you go for the older version of Atlassian, you can find the other versions also. So for that, you have to read their documentation. Now, in terms of database, already I did discuss about these are the prerequisites. But right now, because I'm trying the trial version, which comes with H2, so I have no problem in it. I don't have to install any external database. But yeah, you should also spend a little bit of time, uh, reading their documentation in terms of browser, in terms of hardware requirement. So that is also good. So here I click on it and I'll share the direct link with you. So here, this is the page which have all the information. So here you see minimum you should be having the 6 GB RAM, 2 gigahertz CPU, quad-core 2 gigahertz CPU. Minimum database space is 10 GB is required. This is the hardware specification. If you go for the load and all stuff like that, it's not been used. But again, this page will help you to decide how much CPU you want to go, how much RAM you want to go, how much storage you should be having. So these are the number of accounts. So let's say if you have a 350 accounts, 350 accounts means 350 users for your tool. So you should be having at least 100 spaces if you are trying to manage. And maybe if you are having the 15,000 page, then you should go for 2 CPU and here this much of RAM. So these are the specifications which you have for the CPU and RAM. Now many details you can get it here for the setting up the production grade Confluence setup, and this is the data. In fact, this page is not complete, so I will go for this one, system requirement, and here you get the complete informations. So I must update my URL here. You see, this is the system software requirement. Application server, I told you, Apache Tomcat inbuilt. Database, which is supported by almost all the platform of RDBMS category, which includes, you see here, these are the database which is supported, which you can find here. Postgres, MySQL, Oracle, SQL Server, H2 for the evaluation only, and this one. Now Java is needed, JRE8 or JDK 8 is needed, so that has to be installed, and antivirus considerations has to be taken care of it for the port requirement and all, hardware requirement and stuff like that. So these are the system prerequisite information you should get through that. Now with that, I'm going to install. So now the question is how to install Confluence. So now if you install the Confluence, there's a multiple ways in which you can install the Confluence. The reason is you can install the Confluence at any platform. First thing, any platform. Why do you can install this at any platform? Because you know that this tool is being developed using JDK, and JDK Java is a platform independent. So once the Java is a platform independent, any software which is written using the Java is also become a platform independent. So yes, you can run it at any platform. And now there's a multiple ways to install it. So you can install through the tarball or zip file. You can, this is a manual ways to install it. You can also install through the exe in Windows, or you can install also through the RPMs or bin file, bin installer in Linux, Windows and Linux. So It's up to you which way you want to get installed. Again, you have a cloud version also, so which I did talk about the cloud version somewhere here. So yes, you have a cloud version also which you can consume it. You can get it 7 days trial period or 30 days trial period as well. So now with that, yes, I'm going to install through the inner Linux and through the bin. Okay, so now I should go here and click on the Confluence installation, and this will take me to the directly to the page here. This is a Confluence guide which I wanted. And you see here, you want to install that in Windows, Linux, and a trial period, or you want to install using the installer in Windows, Linux. This is through the cloud. This is through the cloud. Now, this is the server hosted one. This is also server hosted one, but through the chip. And this is, in fact, Confluence you can get in the Docker also. If you know the Docker, this is much faster. And you can install the Confluence data centers also. Right now I'm trying this one, install configuration Confluence using an installer in what Linux. So I'll click on it here, and now this is the page. So I'm going to get it. So here, this URL I must share with you before I should go. Here, this is the document, but now I am following the Linux. Click on the Linux. I need to get a package of it. Now here, which one you want? You want to get trial period, install a Confluence using Linux installation, or what exactly you want? So here I will go for the installer. Why I'm not going for evaluation? Because it will take me to the cloud, which I don't want to go through. So here installer. So click on it, and now here you see you should be getting the page here. So now download the Confluence, run the installer. So basically using this, I will get the bin file or RPM file. That is what I need in the Linux. I'll click on it. I need the URL of it. And now you see here, it says for 30 days trial period, which you get it. Now it's a server version. It's not a cloud. It's a server version, which I can install. Now operating system, I'll go for the Linux 64-bit. I can go for the Tarball also, but right now installer is better and easier. It will save some time, and I agree. Download. Now here, this will automatically started the downloading the installer. If you see that, so I say allow download. So basically here, the downloading should be started automatically, but for some reason it did not start. Maybe my firewall block. Let me check that. And here I see that it did not get started. So what I'm going to do, start one more download, and this time, so this URL I need it. So I'm not going to download basically in Windows, but just for the URL sake, I came here. So this URL also you can use it. So you can also save time. You don't have to go through that and all this process. And this URL I need it to be downloaded. So this download, it's happening in the Linux in Windows. I will just cancel it because I don't need. And then I've got the URL. Now I can directly download in the Linux. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get machines. So let's get a machine here for the demo purpose. EC2. Getting an instance. Again, the instance would be RHEL 7.5, which I'm using for all this program. You can use the CentOS. The commands will remain same. There's no difference in terms of instruction between the CentOS and RHEL here. Now for this, I'll go for the 2 GB CPU, 2 CPU and 4 GB RAM. Okay, I can go for the 8 GB RAM also because just for the demo, so I'm not going to use so much. Next one, add storage, 30 GB hard disk. I'll go for it. Here, name of this server one, Confluence. And security, review, launch, key, launch instance. Now I got the machines also here, and I got the IP address also. So this is the IP address which I'm going to consume for the installing the things. Now I said you need a Java also. So Java, I'm going to get it. So there's a many ways you can install the Java. You can download the zip file, tar file, installer file from the Oracle website, or through yum command also. So I'll go and get it quick notes of the installing the Java. I have few commands which will help us to save me the time. So let's go to the any notes here, and now this one, these three commands will help me to store the Java, install the Java. So let me write it here. So this is the command to install the wget utility. This command to install that Java, and this will install download the Java, and this will install the Java. So this is the three commands which will save my time. I don't have to go to the Oracle website and uh, download, set up all this stuff. Just a fix. So here it has deleted. Now got it. So now this command will install the Java, and I got the package which is here. I'm going to do this one also. So first, let me log into this machine. So copy, and here IP address. I have a keys already downloaded, so which I'm going to use it here. Now I'll make this view better so you can see clear. So now I hope it is clear now. So EC2-user. Now I'll become a root just to avoid the sudo multiple times. And here I'm going to install the Java. So let's get started. Java 8 wget. I'm installing and installing the wget. Finally, I will download the Java package using wget. Enter. Now I'm going to install the Java here. And finally, I will go to the cd opt directory, and from there I will download this bin file, which is a Linux installer in RHEL. So cd bin, all the commands I'm putting up, and then I will download this bin. Now you see, in AWS is just everything is a matter of few seconds, so the demo is faster, so you can spend same time in the your VM. Now this file I got it, so I'm going to give the permission because it's a installer in Linux. It will not get executed until I give the permission to execute. Now you see this file, you got the permission. Now I must write these commands for those who are newbie, and here I'm going to install the installer. Now this installing process I'm going to get it done. So now look at this here. I click enter. Now it's checking all the prerequisite and trying to install it. Now it says unpacking JRE. Now this will install Confluence 7.01 in your computer. So the current version of Confluence which we are consuming today is 7.1, which is the latest one. So do you want to continue? You want to continue with this? Of course, yes. Okay. So here I must now put down this one and enter. Now here what do you want? This next option is, what do you want? Here you want to install the express way or custom installation or upgrade to an existing Confluence installation. What do you want? Basically, I would like to go for the express one. So here, where should be we should be writing the data. So that's important here. Where should Confluence 7.1 should be installed? So the location which is OPT installed at Atlassian Confluence is the default location. I'll go with it, which is suggested by Atlassian itself. Now, where the data should be there. Now, Confluence data should be stored, it is being default stored in the var Confluence application data Confluence. Now, this you can change if you want it to have the proper backup mechanism for this data directory. Because the software getting installed in the OPD Atlassian Confluence, but the data is being written in the var Atlassian application data. So you have to be about cautious about that. So this is the things which I'm also copying it here, so that way you don't get confused. Now I will go with this path because as of now I'm just showing you for the demo. Now which port which you would like to get access with. So now the default port is 8090, okay, and the control which is running on 8000. So now which is recommended. Now you want to change the HTTP port and control ports, you can change it, but of course yes, I'm not going to change it. So I'll go with the same thing here, and this is also done. So 8090, remember. Now you want to install as a service or not. If you here you can do that whatever you want. So here you can, if you want to install manually, then you can go for the no, but you want to install as a service, yes, and done. So now these are the few questions, all are self-explanatory, which I have also put it in the notes. And again, it's up to you. You want to change it, customize it, or go ahead with it. But yes, this is the express installation which I have used it. Now installation is complete, and then finally you will be asked whether you want to start the Confluence services or not. And of course, I want to start the Confluence services, so I press enter. Now remember, 8090 is the HTTP port on which the Confluence should be running, and now I should get that Confluence up and running. So it is launching. We'll wait for a few seconds. Now Confluence is completed. Now it's accessible, and ultimately you get this message, and then this is the final message which you get it here, and then after that you can access the Confluence at 8094. Now my IP address is a little bit different. Here I think my IP address is, where's my IP address? I believe I have mentioned the IP address at this place when it is here. And here 8090, let me tell you. Hello, are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we are able to.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I think I pressed some buttons, so I was in doubt. Okay, so now here, ultimately I'm going to access the Confluence at this place. Now 8090 is the port. Let me tell you here, typically I have disabled the firewall at the AWS level, but probably some of you might get stuck because of firewall issues in your VMs. So what I'm requesting you, you can stop the firewall system CTL, stop the firewall D in Linux, CentOS, and disable the firewall for tomorrow also, every day. So disable a firewall. So I don't have to do that because in AWS, firewall is being managed by the security groups. So here I gave you the commands as well. You should run and it should get going. So now this is done. After that, you have a configuration option here. These are the configuration. Set up Confluence. How do you want to run the Confluence? There's a trial version or production installations. In fact, let me send you this screenshot also. So if here, this is the first screen one. Okay, so now here, this is the first screen you get it, where you can select the trial version or production version. Of course, here I'm trying for the production version. Trial version, what will happen? They will ask you the license, they will ask you the external database, which is like MySQL and Oracle or something like that, whichever you want to use it. But right now I'll go with the trial version and click next. Now here you should give the trial license also, which is valid for 30 days. Now, if you don't have, you have to generate it. So now what you do? Generate a trial license. So here, if you have a Confluence trial date license, you can get it, or you can get an evaluation license. Now, you can also get apps, which is a Confluence questions, Confluence team calendars, all these things also you want to get it installed, you can do that. Let me tell you what is app. If you want to extend the functionality of the Confluence, then there's a provision in Confluence which is called apps provision. So right now I'm not going with it, but I'll have a keep a note of it, because later point of the time, once I install and configure, I can enable that in add-ons option. So that is possible. So as of now, I'll not go for it, but rather than I will just remember it. So here, how to get the right now this one how to get the license. So for this, what you have to do, a second, let me store this. So how to get this? So you have to click on this option, which is called get an evaluation license. So I'll click on it here, and now it will take you to the portal which is called myatlassian.com, and you must be having accounts over there. Anyone can get the accounts, as many you wanted. Okay, so here I logged in already. So by default, my browser had logged in my.atlassian.com, and that is one of the reason immediately I came to my session. You see here, log out Rajesh Kumar. So I have logged in previously, and so never came here. So now, which license you want? To Confluence server license or data center. Of course, here server, select this one. Now you select, you feed some of the information and generate a license. And now I got the license here. Now you see that this page which shows in the background, which shows all of my license which I have used it in the past few months. So now, do you want to get one more license for this IP address? I said yes, I want this. So I click yes. Now see, automatically this feed the data, your license information. But if you don't have this license, there's a manual way also. You can go and register at the my.atlassian.com, which is my.atlassian.com, and you can manually create license here. Okay, you can select the product, let's say Confluence, and you can manually create the license and then apply and paste it here. That is also okay. So this is the way you can get your license done. Now, important thing is here, this uh, page. So here, just a second, this page. So let me take a snapshot of it, so I can send you this screen here, and then this URL I'm going to paste it. I think this tool is not having any such option, but no problem. So I'm going to come back with this. I'll put this URL in the notes from here. License. How to get a license, which is here. So now you got the license here. Now finally, I got this. Click next, and now this is, you just read the message. We are just configuring your license, setting up your trial database. This can take a little while. And one more thing, this trial database is basically H2, which is not for the production use, just for the learning purpose. That is okay. waiting. So I'll just pause the recording.
This conference will now be
Now you
recorded.
see that after the initial configuration, you will get this page where it states configure user management. Here you can manage a users group with the Confluence. You can manage users and group with the Jira. Now you have to take a call here. Now the thing is, you know that Atlassian has multiple products, and one of the product which is the major product is Jira. So now you want to manage the Confluence users and group with the help of the Jira users and group, or you want to have the separate database for the users and groups at the Confluence only. That is one thing. Or you can integrate with the LDAP. That is also, you can do that. So here you have to select that option, whether you want to manage users and group with Jira or Confluence only. Right now, I don't have a requirement for the Jira. In fact, the Jira installation, I do not have it. So I'll go with the Confluence only. But typically, if you have both the product at Jira and Confluence, you don't try to have a separate user and database. Try to have it the same user and database, so that way you get automated. So whoever the user you have in the Jira, you'll be having the Confluence, Jira. So that way it is good. But right now I'm selecting this option. Now select this option, configure accounts, admin. I'll give the name Rajesh Kumar. Email ID devops@rajeshkumar.xyz. Password, I'll keep it very simple, ADMIN123 and ADMIN123. Very weak password, but right now just for the trial purpose. And next. I'll share this screen with you as well. Yes. And now we can start consuming. So this is the setup information with the Confluence. Right now you can use it. Now the question is, what is a space? From here we have to start getting into the use cases of it. Okay, so did you understand that what is Confluence? Why do we need it? What are the other tools which is available? Architecture of the Confluence and this offering of the Confluence, cloud and hosted. Again, trial period. You understand? Here, app server, web server, DB server, out of which we are using H2 Tomcat inbuilt. And then we talked about installing the how to install and configure the Confluence servers. Before that, understanding the prerequisite, various ways, and then setting up the Confluence server and then consuming it. So any questions so far?
Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Want to study further? Subscribe to our paid membership to get a deep dive into each and every topic. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to our DevOps School channel and hit the bell icon to learn more. Keep learning.